has happened to this country? This is disgraceful. I'm sick of making videos that make Australia look bad, but guess what, mate? You're doing it to yourself. Somebody needs to put their hand up, run this country, and turn it around, because we are turning into an absolute shithole, and no one's doing anything about it. What am I talking about, ladies and gentlemen?
I do agree. I mean, I can't disagree with him there.
But this video is about an absolute fucking dickhead who, at the time of recording,
there's a lot of them out there, so I don't know what he's talking about.
Legally, a high-profile Melbourne man found guilty of rape.
Oh, this dude, yeah.
Jury on Friday returned a guilty verdicts after less than 2 days of deliberation. Wow. Opening the case, the Crown Prosecutor Jeremy McWilliams told jurors the rapes were carried out, quote, not through threats, not through force, but rather through deception, end quote, with the accused impersonating his friend to trick the woman. Well, sorry, mate. I don't give a fuck if it wasn't weird. I don't care if it wasn't through force. That is despicable shit. You can't... So, I haven't read on, but what? Is it in a dark room and he's pretending to be someone else? Well, okay, let's be fucking honest about what happens here. Whilst having sex with someone who hasn't consented to having sex with that person, that is a disgrace. That is horrific. And obviously, even this dude, I'm sure he regrets it. I'm sure he knows he did the wrong thing. But my problem with this isn't so much the actual event, isn't so much the horrific crime. It's the fact that we can't name him because he's fucking high profile.
Yeah, that's weird that he doesn't actually have it.
He's not fucking high profile at all. Even though that shouldn't matter. I've never heard of the...
It's just an AFL player, guys.
Something important. We have a sponsor for this video who I really do
50 views already?
A decent Australian-owned family business, and I think you should listen to what they have to say. This video is brought to you by Prep Pro, an Aussie mum and dad-owned business who specialise in helping families stay prepared, feel confident, and have a plan when life goes sideways. They focus on preparedness and emergency gear, outdoor and adventure products, and this isn't fear-mongering. They don't want to be freaking people out. This is about just being ready, just in case. I tell you what, after what we've seen over the last, I don't know, the better part of a decade, I think being prepared,
I do kind of understand where he's come from,
is a very good idea. I recently picked up my
package,
and I tell you what, it's filled to the brim with everything.
Look at that stuff. I mean, I don't really have a good area to do this kind of stuff in, so
survival kits to gloves, backpacks, flint, the whole shebang. These guys,
I've got that bag, or a bag very similar to it.
If you're served, if you're currently in the ADF, if you're in the police, if you're a firefighter, if you're a nurse, if you're in the AMBOs, the SES, you also get a lifetime discount.
All right, that's good. You get a discount.
And ladies and gentlemen, here's a massive giveaway from these absolute legends. Head over to Prep Pro right now.
That does not look like it fits your head.
And use the code PREPMAS at PrepPro.com.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit too small.
Head over and follow them on Instagram right now and comment down below Prep. And I tell you what, I'm going to be choosing someone to win a $1,500 giveaway.
That's fine, go. I'm bored as hell.
Be prepared for you and your family, and that's why I'm excited about all the gear that I now have. Is if it probably won't, but if it does, if everything goes to shit, we're ready to rumble, ladies and gentlemen. And my family has a chance at surviving. So that's what this is all.
I don't think that's going to happen, guys. I don't think things are going to go to shit. Not like that, in a way. Not the doomsday type of thing, but unless we make the doomsday thing, it could be a possibility, I guess, with what things are going on in this country and the world. So Australia's not the only country having these issues. I know the UK are having it, Europe, America. A lot of the Western countries tend to be having this issue because we we have a lot of freedoms, and I think we have too much of it. Now, obviously not saying I want to be a dictatorship or socialism and all that kind of stuff. I think that's way too restrictive. But there needs to be a little bit of you gotta lose a little bit of freedom for security. Use the code PREPMAS if you want to save 10%. And thank you very much for sponsoring this video. So let's go through what actually happened. This happened, of course, in Australia's wokest land, Melbourne. So this crime, apparently... Another Melbourne one, guys. Congratulations. 2 videos in a row. Friend. So this is the man who shall not be named, Voldemort. His friend left the house in an Uber after consensual sex with his girlfriend. So the man's friend had sex with his missus, and then he left the house. So prosecutors say that he then entered the victim's darkened bedroom, falsely claiming that her boyfriend's ride had been cancelled, his Uber ride, and climbed into bed with her. Digitally penetrating her against her will. Okay, so I was wrong. It wasn't full-blown sex, but it was digital penetration, so he fingered her, I guess. Which, awful, terrible. Yeah, still a bad thing. Doesn't make it any better, but not sex. So I was wrong when I said that earlier. Okay, forgive me. His friend never returned, and a few days later, the accused forged an Uber receipt to make it seem like the friend had stayed much longer in the house. The case came trial in like so they're trying to make it up. After a 10-day hearing, the jury retired around midday on the 3rd of December. I'll be dump him in a heartbeat and get rid of them 2 pieces of crap. Rape charges? Okay, so here it says the man entered the darkened bedroom himself, climbed into bed and impersonated Mr. B before digitally raping the woman twice. So he slid in behind her apparently, and jurors found that when he did this, he digitally penetrated her twice, causing the woman to say, wait, stop, and pull away. Prosecutors said then she became very concerned that it was the accused in the bed with her and asked, are you Mr. B, her boyfriend, I guess? And he said, yeah, it's me. Why wouldn't it be? Victim then said she identified the accused as he left the room because light was coming in from the hallway. So she saw him as he left. Okay. Saying, are you okay? What happened? Fucking what a grubby
All right, ladies and gentlemen, breaking
Goodness
news.
gracious, that's
in this
bad.
video, very, very important. There's been a massive change to the story, and the change is this: the ban has been lifted. We can now name this guy. I recorded this video last week, okay, ladies and gents, and since then, I've had gastro, I had the man flu, and I had 2 of my wisdom teeth pulled out of my head, okay? So I'm sorry for not getting this to you earlier. I can taste blood still. So he's been named, and
Yeah.
I'll say his name, and we'll get
Trust
into
me, I
that.
know how that
I
feels.
want to really put this across. The reason I still made this video is his name was held in privacy for so long. Even after he was found guilty of doing this horrible thing, people still were not allowed to know his name, and that is absolutely outrageous. When this ran on the news, this is the biggest story of the day.
Yeah, I don't know
one can say
why.
his name. That is still crazy.
He's not a
The question
big.
is,
I
would it have
mean,
been
he
released
is,
ever
but he
if it wasn't
isn't.
for a massive
In the
amount of public
AFL
outrage?
department,
Who
yeah,
knows?
he
No,
is,
man.
but
Tom
everywhere else, no.
Silvagini, terrible last name, son of an AFL great, identified as the rapist whose name was suppressed, and this is this little fucking prick.
Yeah, definitely a
So
prick
apparently his
in
brother
that
plays
department.
AFL, his father played
He
AFL.
never
his
do this
grandfather
shit,
played
guys.
AFL.
Come on,
He's a shit. He
seriously.
denied that he did the horrible acts, but he has been found guilty of the acts that took place on the 14th of January 2024. And so he was ordered to stand trial in February of 2025 following a committal hearing, and his defense once again applied for the suppression to continue. It doesn't give much information as to why, but I imagine it's just the public outrage and people are going, hang on a second, we can't be doing this. Even governments, they can't be going, oh, we need to protect women and do all this shit when you've got someone who has been found guilty of committing one of the most horrendous crimes imaginable and just fucking remains anonymous. Are you fucking kidding me? Anyway, that's the end of the breaking news. Back to the video. She replied, "You were just in here. I know it was
All
you.
right,
You're the
let's keep
only one
going.
in the house." At 2:15, she
By the way,
messaged
guys,
me,
thanks for the
asking
guys
to
who
hear
are
that
coming
property
in
was
here.
found
I
at
see a
home.
few
But then
people
when
on the
damage
shorts,
control
I
was
appreciate
basically
yous.
altered this,
I didn't think there'd be
this
anyone on here. I did
and then
Minecraft
he
last
went on
night
his
and I had
own
like
social
0
media,
people.
asking
No,
the
2
the
people.
boyfriend
It
was
might be
saying
3 in
in this
total.
quote in a text,
This
just say
one's
you
doing
came
much
into the
better
room,
than
the
that
computer
one.
cancelled. I don't know what's going on. I just want to make sure she doesn't fuck us
But
up.
yeah,
End
I
quote.
do
And
a
so
few
apparently
channels,
this is
guys.
the
I'll talk
way
about
that
it
things are
after
done
this
for high-profile
one. I
case
was
when
supposed to
there's
talk about the
rape
last one, but I
involved.
forgot.
Apparently, if someone's high profile enough, then you can actually ask for the suppression order through the court, and they say, yeah, sure, no one's allowed to name you or talk about your family or who you are or where you're from. Mate,
Damn, I'm
that's fucking
thirsty,
insane.
guys.
Why in the world are we looking after this person? Huh? Why?
I don't know. You
Why the
gotta
fuck would you give a
answer that
shit
for
what
me
happens
because
to
I
this-
got
why
no
would you care?
idea.
What happens to him doesn't fucking matter. This is what's happening in
Yep.
Australia, and yet at the very same time, in the UK right now, a former Premier League player just got sentenced to 6 months in prison, a suspended sentence, for offensive things he said on X.
Oh, God. How can you get locked up for saying something online? I mean, seriously.
On count 6, 8, 9, and 10, custodial terms of
It's a
4
waste of the
months. All
time.
such
I
terms
mean,
run
the
concurrently
courts have got
and
better
double
things to worry
suspended
about
for a
than
period
some
of 18 months.
random
racially
saying something on
motivated offensive. I
X.
listened to Count
I say
Dangerous
shit on
for
X
the
all the
rest of the
time. I love X because you
went
can
everything
do
this
it.
dude said. This is Joey Barton. He didn't say anything racial. I don't know what the person looks like.
I
who
say
they
anything
know.
on
I don't know
like
where they're from
Facebook
or
and
their
damn,
family or their
damn,
ancestors
I get
from.
locked out.
He didn't say anything racial, and this is the judge handing down the sentence. Yeah, so it's suspended for 18 months, but if he fucks up, does anything, traffic, like speeds too much, or doesn't pay some fucking whatever's, go to jail for 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, whatever it happens to be, over X post. Something around 13, I think it was, 13 people a day are questioned through this law in the UK over.
That's the dumbest law in the world. I've never heard of it.
However you put it. And might I point out that his name's everywhere, and he's now, according to the papers, racially this and that and the other, so he must be a racist, right? Well, what about the fucking rapist in Australia that doesn't have his name everywhere? Can you see how this is so fucking infuriating? Why do we continually protect the people
Hey, it's the
who
government. What do you
deserve zero
expect? I mean, they're
protection, and
useless.
yet the ones that need protecting are just out there fending for themselves. This happened last week. I put a video up about this. There was an immigrant.
Oh yeah, I remember this piece of shit.
Their publication put it up, and they sent me all the
I mean,
receipts
if
too,
I knew
They sent me all
about
the
someone
information
like
they used
that
to write
and
the
I
article.
saw
So
him,
props to them.
I'm
This
going
guy
to punch him
did a
out.
horrible,
I
horrible
don't
thing,
care. The
found
law is
guilty,
too
and
weak in
wasn't-
Australia.
Wasn't fucking deported. Once again,
Like I said, I'm not
why are we
usually
looking after
violent,
the worst people
but
in our society,
frustrating.
and just ignoring the other people. Just ignoring the people that need assistance. We don't give a fuck. We're so backwards in this fucking country.
Yeah, I'm so frustrated with what Australia is now. And it's not just Australia. Obviously, I've said the UK and other Western countries, but it's getting to a point where you're just getting to a point where you're going to start. People are going to start ignoring the law and doing their own thing, and that's going to cause a lot more problems. And I'm starting to get into that situation too. I don't pay much attention to it. I do what I think is correct. Sometimes the law might not agree with me, but the law can go and get stuff. As far as I'm concerned, it's just don't worry. I'm not going to go around beating people up or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. But there's certain things in the law that just annoy me, and I think there's just too much. They're always focusing on the wrong thing. I think the government needs to wake up to themselves and start working out what they need to do and what they should be doing, not doing the opposite like they're doing with the Bondi guns. So when they had that, the big shooting down there last Sunday, I think it was, the government comes out and says, "Oh, we've got to put more gun control on." Like seriously, gun control won't help. It probably won't have any effect on it whatsoever. The thing you need to do is deal with the immigration problems. That's what you need to do. You need to cut down, not remove it. Of course, I think I think we should always allow people to come to the country, as long as they're being checked out thoroughly and nice and deep. Make sure they're not pieces of shit that cause problems. Now, I'll probably end up watching that video in here anyway. So
the politicians.
Sorry,
don't
I
do
got
shit.
distracted.
They don't try and help anyone. Like I don't doubt that they go into politics with all the, well, not all of them. I know some fucking young Liberals and young Labor people that are the most painful of all time, and they're there to serve their own purpose and nobody else's. But point being, when is it going to be about, you know, us, the regular people of society, the ones that have to pay all these fucking taxes? When's it going to be about us? It just seems to me that everything the government does at the moment seems to be favouring people who it shouldn't be favouring.
Oh, definitely.
There's no investigations into the government and who makes the decisions there and who is allowed to do. Like, if you looked at the government budgets, there was one room that was made. I think it was a Labor Party room for something fucking ridiculous. It was costing, like, to build it, some, like, millions of dollars. And people are like, hang on a sec, why is this costing so much? Then there was the E-Safety Commissioner. Now, I will read this from a news article so she doesn't fucking lock me up, allegedly. She wouldn't do that. That's a joke. The E-Safety Commissioner in Australia, right? Julia Imam Grant. This is nothing to do with anything else in this video. Obviously, E-Safety Commissioner. This is about government spending. $3 million on travel since 2017. $3 million. You know, here's something crazy.
A lot of money, actually.
I'm a traveling comedian. I travel for my job.
I know you do.
I haven't spent
I've
anywhere
seen
near
some of your
dollars on anything.
where you go and all that. I don't watch his stuff, but I do know.
Who are you flying with, babe? Jesus! And why are you flying? You're the Internet Safety Commissioner. You could do your job from fucking here. Oh, and a fucking annual salary's $450,000.
Yeah, I think she just likes to go out for the sake of it.
Jeez, it pisses me off. All this shit just pisses me off. In Australia, we need a Doge. We need like a department of somebody looking into something. Just somebody do something, please. We all just make sure.
Well, we want to hire Elon
Musk.
Musk.
Safety Commissioner. I'm only talking about expenses that they've made, not about anything else in this video. Please, for Christ's sake, I'm not Julia. Not talking about anything else. Just expenses, all right? Oh, ladies and
yeah,
gentlemen.
there's a lot of you can talk about with her, but we'll leave that for another day.
But we need change, and I don't know where that change is coming from. And I do not see anyone in the political environment in Australia at all that comes anywhere close to the change that we need. We need a strong leader with.
We need someone who doesn't get swayed by money. That's what you need.
And that's it. That's what we need. Ladies and gentlemen, be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East.
All right. Now, I did say before, guys, I will explain what's going on with the channels. So, this is one of my channels. This is so this channel I'll be doing this type of stuff on. So it'll be like some sort of like news drama type of thing. But I'll also be doing other things that people may or may not be interested in. If you're not interested in that stuff, you don't have to watch it. So it's not like I'm going to throw it down your throat. But there are things when I do like game collecting, build consoles, things like that. Also trading card games, unboxings and that kind of stuff. And I'll probably do streams there and there for them. This stream here, I don't know if I'll do it once or twice a week. I'm not too sure on the amount I'll do. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know exactly what we do here, so you guys can decide if you want to support or not. Now, when I say that, you don't need to do anything. You just watch or like or subscribe, whatever the case may be. I am not friggin' DSP or anything like that. If you don't know who DSP is, he's basically someone who's been on YouTube for a very long time, and he begs for his audience for money all the friggin' time. You'll probably barely hear me say anything about it. But yeah, so that's this channel. The other two channels, there's one that I do just Minecraft related stuff because I enjoy it. It's one of those games I always come back to. So I thought I'll make a channel on it. So that's everything to do with that game. Then I've got another one that's basically a single player game. And I got a review channel, which is basically me going through unboxing things like controllers, consoles, things like that. Reviews, that kind of stuff. Same with game reviews and that kind of thing. So that won't have any streams or anything in it too much. It might have like showcases, Xbox, PlayStation, and so on. I'll probably do that on that channel. But yeah. And then I've got my story, the main one, which is the plays channel. That one is where I'll be on majority of the time. That's where I enjoy the most. I enjoy doing this though. I am actually enjoying this, so I just wanted to say it. I'll probably say it this one time so it doesn't become a repetitive bullshit. So let's move on to the next video. I've still got a few. I think it was like 2 more, or maybe 1 more. I don't know. I can't remember. Let me check. That's the one we just watched. Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, we'll probably leave it with that one. This will be the last one here. So this will be all his one. I still got other YouTubers I want to watch and some new stuff to watch as well. So I'm not just going to go looking at other YouTubers, obviously. I'm going to look at the normal news and stuff like that, see what's going on. And then we'll probably move on to something else, more internet drama type of stuff, like on Twitter, on X and stuff like that.
A 12-year-old girl, a rabbi who had a 2-month-old baby, and a Holocaust survivor are all now dead. amongst
That's
15
one way
other
of saying
things
it.
taken on the beach in Australia, Bondi Beach, one of the most famous places in Australia. A packed beach. 2 gunmen opened fire in not the middle of the day, but in the middle of peak hour, if you will, on a warm Sunday afternoon in Australia. And
Yeah, this was in Sydney, guys. One of our biggest cities in Australia.
People are so... Like, I'm sad, obviously. I feel terrible for all the families, but I'm
Oh, of course.
angry
Everyone
too.
would be. Anyone with a heart would.
These guys who did this, and I'm going to get into this, and this video is going to be a little bit all over the shop, so I ask you to stick
So
with
this is about a week ago.
throughout the entire thing. But these 2 grubs, these 2 awful, evil, vile people, they weren't from Australia, and they came here and decided to
Force
bring
violence.
sheer violence and terror to the streets of Sydney. That is not...
It's usually
our
Melbourne who
country.
does
If
it.
you can't wrap your head around that, coming into this country, to leave that bullshit in your hellhole of a country, then don't fucking come.
Oh,
This is the
exactly.
worst
Just
part of it.
stay
There's so
wherever
many
country you're
people from all
from.
different parts of the world that come to this country, and they don't bring that shit. So don't be mad at me for saying don't fucking come. Okay? Be mad at these pieces of
I
shit
agree
for
with you.
making it harder for people from those countries to feel welcome in this country because
Yeah,
they carry on
exactly.
a
Because you get the
fucking
weird, you get
monsters.
the crazy
You don't
troublemakers.
know what happened yesterday, the 14th of December. Around 6:47 Sydney time, a mass shooting occurred at Bondi Beach in Australia. As I said, massive
Yeah, that's a big thing.
tourist
That's a
attraction.
big
It's
thing.
always packed. It's about 2 hours from me. And so that, for me, it was
It's
like
about 8
so
hours for
close
me,
to home.
guys,
It's a
because I live in
Target,
Melbourne,
the
so it's
Hanukkah-
about an
Hanukkah,
8-hour
always call it
drive.
Hanukkah, but Hanukkah celebration called Chanaka by the sea.
And before you
organised
ask,
by
how
the
do I
Chanaka
know?
of
I've
Bondi,
driven to Sydney
drawing
before.
hundreds and hundreds of people. There were people sitting everywhere.
A long
It was like
drive, but
market
it's
stall.
fun.
People were serving food, and they were sitting in seats and sitting around and seeing each other and friends and family and people. All
I
of
definitely got to
the
go to Sydney
tradition
again,
in that
guys.
particular
Maybe
area.
a video in it?
15
I don't
of those
know.
people
Who
are
knows?
dead. 16 people were killed. One of the gunmen was killed, and good. And I also saw someone stomp on his head after he was dead. A child is also amongst the injured. I believe that was a 12-year-old girl. Around 38 to 40
That's
people were
sad.
injured, possibly more, including 2 police officers.
So, guys,
And
you
it is
just came
important
in.
at
This
point
is
to
about the
acknowledge police
Bondi,
officers who do an impossible job every single day. And I saw
I don't know,
2
violence, you want to call
3
it?
photos, I think, of young female police officers who usually would be walking around Bondi Beach if they're stationed there, because the police station is just around the corner, which I don't know why there wasn't more cops there at the time. Or quicker. I guess maybe not all police are at the station, you know. That
Yeah,
sort
they'll
of
be
thing.
on
Anyway,
patrols and doing
a lot
their
of
own
people are really
thing.
hammering these young women who look like they've probably been on the beat for fucking 5 minutes. One lady had her hands up in the air, looking like she was surrendering. I don't know if that's accurate.
No, I
That
think
could
what
be
she was
anything.
probably
She
trying to
might have
do.
felt, Fuck knows. Another of
She's
a
probably
young
trying to
female officer
deteriorate
hiding behind a car,
make the
which,
situation better, not
you take
worse.
cover, obviously, in these situations.
Or maybe
and
she was
also, these
tricking
guys
them
aren't-
by someone else deals with
they're
them.
not familiar with this type of shit in Australia. This is our biggest mass event like this since Port Arthur in 1996, where Martin Bryant,
Second.
one shooter.
The
killed
first
the
one was,
5.
yeah.
And after that, everyone
The
had their
mass
guns taken.
back
Massive
then.
law reform was introduced, and you could only get a gun if you had passed all these checks and balances. And well, apparently this fucking cocksucker guy, he got a gun. The Sadiq Akram, he got a gun. The 50-year-old. And this is the craziest thing. This was this morning. So I've been waiting all day to make this video to be able to post it with all the relevant information.
Yeah.
Father and son, they are the terrorists who did this.
Yeah, I know. It was disgusting.
Father and son. Now, one of the things that I thought about last night when this happened, and the craziest thing about this is on X, on Twitter, you saw this updating before anyone else. And
Yeah, Twitter seems to be the
on
best
Twitter,
place to get news.
and I was
Let's be
watching
honest.
people getting resuscitated or resuscitation attempts, CPR, bleeding out, dead on the ground. And then I put my son to bed, and then I went out and my wife and I put on the TV, and they're reporting like those things just happened. It just goes to show that the internet and social media is it is the birthplace of news. If you want real
Mostly
news
X,
action, that's
guys.
where you
X
go
is
to
where
social
you get the
media. But one of the things that
information.
went through my mind last night was, what type of mindset are these 2 monsters in?
That's why I'm
Father and
on
son,
there
just
a
imagine your own
lot.
environment with your dad. Like, imagine what happens in your home. What type of horrific horrors are you announcing to each other every single day? What type of algorithm are you caught up in? What type of world do you exist in when you are in the mindset of going to the beach and taking, as many lives as you could, and watching that video of him reloading that single bolt action rifle or whatever it was, a hunting rifle. Like, man, he is just ripping through that magazine. That is crazy shit. That is-
Yeah, definitely.
He's
It's a
military
whole
trained.
situation.
So apparently they were the dad's weapons. Sajid Akram and Naveed Akram, 50 and 24 years old. They also found explosives at the scene and an ISIS flag at the scene.
Okay,
Listen,
definitely
I don't know
right.
Muslim
Get
people.
rid of the
There's a lot of
scumbags.
Muslim people in this country. There's a lot of
I hope
Muslim
the other
people
guy,
as well.
well, I think the
Vast
other guy,
majority of
like
them
one of them
are
died,
non-violent
but
people.
the other one's
For
alive.
Muslim people,
At
when
least
you-
for
when you
now.
have people upset at
I
Islam,
mean, if it was me, if I was
you
the
should be mad
nurses,
at
I'll
those people who are
put
upset. You should be
friggin'
mad at the
something
fucking
on their
retards
food
who
or
are
in
doing
their
these horrible
drinks.
crimes,
Make them
doing these
suffer.
horrible acts against humanity. That's who you should be mad at, and you should attack them. You should. Anyway, it's just fucked. It's just so fucked. And I need to be careful of what I say in this video. I know that the E-Safety Commissioner is ready to censor everyone to save us all. But what the fuck
True.
is going on in this country? What happened to Australia?
It fell
Lucky
down the
country,
toilet.
safe
What?
country.
I mean, I'm not sure
What
what else
the
you want me to
fuck
say.
happened? The amount of division, the amount of hatred that seems to exist in this country, the amount of
Yeah, there's a lot of shit that's going on in Australia. This is why I'm doing these videos. course, there's a lot of other YouTubers I do seen, and I haven't really communicated with them. And maybe I should actually go out and reach out to them and talk to them, at least on Discord or something. But yeah, we're getting to a point where this is becoming an issue. I mean, for me personally, guys, I'm a gamer. Everyone knows, everyone's probably get that idea from what I said about the my other channels. But I'm also I'm Australian, and I do care about what goes on in Australia and all that. I also want to do other things outside the game and stuff. Of course, focusing on one thing is kind of just pointless. I think having a bit of a multi-skill type thing will definitely benefit me, and it will definitely benefit my channels. I mean, this channel's doing pretty well today, guys. I've only this is the first stream on this channel, and I'm doing okay. I'm doing better than I did on Minecraft last night, and that went for an hour and a half. This is only for like 34 minutes, 35 minutes, and it's doing fantastic. So I'm very happy with that.
Crime. And a lot of it is being perpetrated from people who happen to come from countries where these crimes are rampant. Okay?
Oh yeah,
and
definitely.
all in the most polite way possible. And if you're a brown person from anywhere in the Middle East, if you're a Muslim from anywhere in the Middle East, if you're a black person from anywhere in the Middle East, if you're a white person from anywhere in the Middle East, I am not talking shit about you. But I think that
there are some obvious that are a problem.
Look at countries that are full of crime, that are full of horrible attacks, that are full of division based on religion.
I mean, I can't believe how bad the Middle East has become. I mean, back in like ages ago, like hundreds of years ago, it was where like what innovation came from was the Middle East, and now it's just a hell land.
Every single person that lives here.
And now they're spreading into the Western countries and even some Eastern countries.
All different colours, all different ethnicities, religions. They need to be protected. It wasn't just Jews on the beach last night. It's Christians, Catholics, white people, brown people, Hindus, fucking everyone, mate. Every single type of person.
There would have been a whole group of people.
On the news last night, they interviewed like 6 or 7 different people. I think one of them was Australian. There was a French dude, there was a Canadian guy, an American guy. I think there was an Irish girl. There was a guy from Sudan, I think, as well. All different types of people, all being shot at by these violent extremists. The hatred for Jews in Australia is at an all-time high. You may remember that I got cancelled for a joke about the Holocaust back in 2018. Man, the shit that people...
it's basically what's happening with the what's going on in the Middle East between Israel and Israel and whoever they're fighting. I mean, I'm keeping out of that battle thing because I don't like the whole...
Fucking hilarious, really.
I think they're American puppet
in anti-Semitic hate in Australia. And I think if you hate the Jews because of what Israel is or has done with the Palestinian people, I think that is just such a waste of time. Are you going to blame a Jewish banker from New York for an atrocity that happens in a Gaza
Exactly.
hospital?
That's not...
ridiculous. So why go and shoot a bunch of fucking Jewish people? There's been an enormous amount of really anti-Jewish sentiments and attacks in this country already, particularly after October 7th in 2023, after what happened in Israel. To name a few, we're talking about...
Also, I've got to check something else out after this, guys. Something going on in the mountain today, I think.
Heaps of graffiti, buildings being torched because they thought they were Jewish-owned. You know, swastikas being drawn, more arson attacks, more
disgusting.
threats,
It's
marches,
disgusting.
attempted arson. A Jewish childcare centre is set alight and vandalised. 2 nurses, you remember this, from the start of this year, were suspended and after proudly declaring on TikTok that they would murder Jewish patients.
Oh, God, yeah, I remember that one.
And these men, these evil, vile grubs, they were Muslim extremists. And again, this is
they should be sent out the country on that.
Attack on extremist Muslims who follow their religious texts to the fucking nth degree. And unfortunately, if you're from a part of the world where extremism is constant and concurrent and happening all the time, if you want to come to this country, you need to go under a fine-tooth comb. We need to go through everything. And that may seem like it's unfair.
I hate to say that, but I do agree.
Shot at the fucking beach on that topic. If you're already here and you're chanting about gassing the Jews or killing anyone, fuck off. Fuck off. You are not welcome in our country. I don't care if you were born here. Fuck off. Deport bad people. That's the fucking moral of this story. We need to get on top of this shit. If you're going to come to this country, you need to be a good person, a good family person, and be ready to assimilate into Australian culture. What's Australian culture, you may ask? Well, just being a fucking good human being.
Yeah, that's a good start.
Just do that. Why do we block Bonnie Blue, Kanye West, Candace Owens, all these people for coming, but we let these fucking mental, violent grubs into our country all the fucking time? Novak Djokovic, for fuck's sake, he was deported because of his
I remember this.
vaccine status. But we'll let other people into this country. Not all
he's right. I mean, he's completely right.
He was a white Australian. We need to be on top of this.
I mean, at that time, it was a big stick out, but also because he wasn't really a vaccine person. I'm not even.
Perhaps even an oxymoron. And I say this because Suzanne Lee, the opposition leader here in Australia, she came out today and said that we need more powers, we need more laws. And ladies and gentlemen, that is dangerous. That's what.
Yeah, I don't know. We need more laws.
That's what Australia did after Port Arthur. And if they do that after this, you may see a huge drop in personal freedoms, and that is a problem. People act, people in government act, and they may even do it in good intentions, but they act after tragedies, and then you're stuck with those laws forever.
Yes.
A good shout out to the hero of the day, this guy right here.
And yes, guys, he was actually Middle Eastern too, I believe.
He's now in hospital recovering. Apparently, he's okay. There's a massive GoFundMe campaign happening at the moment. They're
Good on
looking
him.
to
I
raise
mean,
$300,000,
normal, as I said on Twitter,
for
guys, I'm not
him
really
and the
into the
balls to go
hero
over and
thing,
try and stop someone,
but I think he's
this
one of the
father
exceptions.
from continuing to harvest people in the most evil way, brutally.
Yeah, well, that's one way of saying it, I guess. I mean, it's a bit brutal, but it is true.
This guy's a Christian. This guy's a Muslim.
I mean, you can't
That's
just
bad.
go around shooting
He's a man,
people.
He's an Australian, and if he's not
Regardless
born in
of what
Australia,
they
and he
are
wasn't
and all
born in
that. We're
Australia,
not
then that
at
is exactly
war
what
with
I'm talking
anyone
about.
particularly,
These are
so...
the type of people we want in this country that would risk their own lives to save strangers. Doesn't matter what his religion is. Doesn't matter where he's from. Doesn't matter how Arabic his name is. We want these
True.
people. These are the good Australians, or Australians in training, or Australians in the future, or whatever.
Yeah.
If you're white, brown, black, whatever you are, you're welcome in this country if you are a good human being.
Yeah, exactly.
And
If you're willing to put in, you know,
fuck.
to do the good work.
Matilda. She was shot and killed.
Man, I feel sorry for the kids.
This little 10-year-old.
I do get where he's going with that one. That is sad.
That's fucked. Two police officers are in critical
I'm so
condition.
sick of it where
And I
we
realised
are.
why the police officers were acting
One
the way
reason
they
I'm
did.
making
They
these
saw two of the
videos
police
because I want to
just
make a
spent the day
difference.
walking around Bondi Beach. One of the coppers was shot in the face. And I know that
I'm
police
so
officers
sick
are
of
there
it.
to serve and protect, but they're people. They have normal days up until the time they go to work. Yeah, crazy. Now, of course, with these type of events comes the far left lunatics who come out and say shit like this. This is Jane Caro.
Here we
She
go.
says,
This is where we're going.
horrified that this awful hate-filled racist violence has returned to Australia after 3 decades. Tighten restrictions now. You are fucking off your head if you think it's the guns.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. I wish that I could have a weapon, like a concealed carry or something. That's what I love about America is you can have a gun. You can defend.
I don't know. I'm not a
If you
big
happen
fan
to
of
do
Americans
something.
and their guns personally,
Because all of these
but
poor people-
saying that,
No one, like, and don't get me wrong, I understand that if everyone's got guns and these events could happen more, I understand that. But I think if you're a bad enough human being to want to do something like this, you will just
you'll
murder
get it
people
one way or the other.
somehow. You'll do it with a car, you'll do it with a knife, you'll do it with a gun if you can get one. At least if you have your own weapon, you can defend your family, for fuck's sake. And I think this is why the Bondi stabbing was very bad too, because I go to the shops. We all go to the mall, the shops, right? And if you don't know what happened there, this guy just walked around indiscriminately just stabbing people. It was horrific.
Can't do that.
Um,
Can't just go around stabbing
But I feel
people.
like just being at the beach, it's such a relaxing place. You're supposed to be there just chilling out. You have those memories walking back to the car through the sand. It's hot. Oh, you know what we should get? We should get an ice block on the way home or whatever. And then there's just fucking some psycho firing at you. It's not the guns. And this is the problem. It's never been the guns. In America, it's not the guns. I will say this, though. I think I'm glad they didn't have automatic weapons. Like, if he had an automatic weapon up there, man, there'd be 100 people dead. I wanted to also talk about the man who was the hero of the day, the man who took the gun off the gunman. He pointed
Yeah,
at
he was a
him,
hero,
said, "Why did
guys.
you shoot him?"
He did well.
Who knows what you're doing?
Now, I may not be looking at
I
the
also
video
wonder-
completely, guys, but I am
Obviously,
listening.
not everyone
And
can
I'm
take
aware of
it,
what's
so
going
that's gotta
on.
be like, who knows what you do? But I also wonder what would have happened to him. Do you think he would have? Do you
How?
think he would have been? He would have been arrested. Do you think he would have been charged? I don't know. Does anyone know the answer to that question? I mean, it's self-defense, no doubt. Or is it self-defense? Once you have the gun, it's not self-defense, right? Fuck, I don't know.
Self-defense.
Anyway, I'm so sorry to all the poor people involved in this. It's absolutely horrific. It should never have happened. And to the Jewish people, I'm sorry that you feel unsafe in your own country. That's horrific. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below.
Now, a few minutes ago, former Treasurer
All
Nick
right, what's
Schallenberg has
next?
paid tribute to the victims of the Bondi massacre.
I don't know what this one's about. Ah, this is Sky News. Yeah, this is a 36-minute video. There are going to be days where I do long ones, by the way, because there are going to be videos that are going to be long. Yeah.
A 12-year-old girl.
All right, let's get out of here. I think that's it for him. Now, there is 2 others I want to go through, so I'm going to make them their own videos. So I'll have him as one, them as the other 2, and then we'll probably start fixing. Because we'll be up to date, and which means I'll probably be doing another video like Wednesday or Thursday or somewhere around that time. And that's where we can start keeping up with the news and all that stuff. So this initial one's just the beginning start. So he's done already. Let's see if I can find TJ. As long as he doesn't have super long videos, we should be alright. If I'm correct, he does both, so... Yeah, this dude. So this guy, I've been following him for a while. He goes around Melbourne talking about certain things like this type of thing. I mean, I wish I could watch these, but they're over an hour. I'd rather watch something a bit more. All right, here we go. So something like this. So what he must do what I think I'm doing. Do a stream and cuts out bits and pieces. That's the best way to do things, I think. It's the best way to get views. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to watch his video. Let's see what he's got, though. Let's see. I don't want to watch the hell. Okay, it's just videos. All right, starting to put members only stuff. That's pretty cool. So, guys, you just joined. We're just talking about things in Melbourne and Australia. So, I'm watching this guy named TJ. His official page is right there. TJ official Melbourne. Not very hard to find. He's pretty quick and easy. He's also got Instagram, which I didn't even know. I'll have to add him on my Instagram at some point. But yeah, this is the one I want to watch. It's a bit more shorter. There's a lot of videos he's got, but some of them are really friggin'... Yeah, so I think what we'll do, we'll watch probably that one. And for the time being, I think that's probably it, really. Now, why am I not watching all of them? Because we'll be here forever. If I get too carried away. So he's talking more about what's going on in Melbourne and all that. He's not talking about a lot of the stuff that's actually happened in Australia just itself. This will be something to do down probably next stream to talk about what's going on in Melbourne particularly. Because the plan is when I do these streams, I'm going to be talking what's happening where I live. Then I'm probably going to do Australia as a whole, and then probably drama. And that's be basically the whole thing. So it'll be internet travel as last, Melbourne at the beginning, Australia in the middle. So let's go and watch this dude. I'm going to finish the recording for this video anyway. I should have finished it before, but I forgot all about it. So yeah, my bad, guys.